Let's move on and talk about the Mumbai real estate space. Ashok Chhajer, CMD, Arihant Superstructures, and Dhaval Ajmera, Director at Ajmera Realty and Infra, are now joining us. The new MahaRERA norms as far as Maharashtra is concerned. Dhaval, Ashok, good morning. Thank you so much for your time. Dhaval, let me start with you. What are these norms, the new MahaRERA norms? How different are they from the previous ones and its impact on players such as yours who are Mumbai and Maharashtra focused?
Good morning, Ajay. I think, this new norms has been, the entire aim of MahaRERA is to bring in more transparency and also bring in more accountability on account of developers, also with the buyers, so that there is enough and more control for the projects which are being currently executed. So this primarily account says that there are three accounts which needs to be opened. One is the account where all the incoming money from the sales of the flat is being deposited in a primary account. And from there are two divisions. One is a 70% account and one is a 30% account. So the 70% account contributes to the entire control of MahaRERA, and obviously with a more, discipline to ensure that these projects are completely designated to ensure that the projects are completed from that particular account, so that there is no disparity, there is no withdrawal unnecessary, and properly from that entire account the project is monitored and project is completed. While from the 30% account you have the leeway of removing your the land cost or the other marketing expenses, etc. But the entire aim is that one entire money comes in one account. From there it is distributed to two different accounts to ensure the project does not hamper in any given point in time.
All right, that's a take from you. Just wanted to also get a sense from you, Ashok, as to what your outlook would be as well in terms of the impact of the segregation then of the funds received from the home buyers into separate accounts. What would that have as an impact?
Well, it was designed to be so from the day one, and it's in compliance part. It was very clear that the total amount should have come to one account, and that is what the observation by the RERA over these past years have we found that there are some portions which are being taken not as a flat cost, but are taken as other cost and which are deposited in different accounts. So this is in compliance part, which the good companies have been already adhering it in the same manner what the RERA has been has notified and issued up circular today. There were many of the projects where such type of accounting was being done for their convenience, and henceforth going forward it will not be. So that will ensure safety and security to the project and the home buyers.
Okay, fair enough. To take that forward then, Dhaval, give us a sense from yourself as well as to, whether or not you believe that this mandate is a good move for MahaRERA in terms of the impact as well that it has on the accounts of your company.
Well, I personally believe that this is a good move because, eventually if your intent and if the entire projection of the company and also the working and functioning of the company is being completely streamlined, as well as for the customer, it is, they are also more secure that tomorrow the entire money what they are paying is completely being used for the project and not being removed. So according to me, this was the practice where most of the developers were already practicing. I think there were a certain, things which some developers were not taking into account in terms of the cost expenses and probably removing it. But I think that has streamlined it well. So I don't see this as a bad move. In fact, it's a very clear and transparent move, which will secure the buyers as well as the developers in ensuring the project is completed well.
Ashok, what is the process of withdrawal of the funds in case the company needs them? And do these new rules then add a layer of tediousness to the entire withdrawal process, making it more cumbersome for companies like yours to withdraw money and adhere to compliance? And would it lead to then any delays in the overall development timeline?
The process is that you have to give an certification to the banker who operates and controls the bank account. and the banker has to adhere to the total cost which is there mentioned in the in the RERA submission during the project. So the uh, process gives up an withdrawal limitation to whatever is required, not over and above. Yes, all over India, this percentage cannot be justified to each project because the cost of construction, the land cost, and the ratios differ a lot. But there has to be some mechanism, and hence, by this mechanism, the project is fully secured. The developers have 30%, which is good enough for a project to take off. And there is no difficulty in terms of operating the new projects. It has to be funded. The financial discipline has to be taken. The financial program has to be made for the new projects and not to be dependent on the ongoing projects.
Dhaval, the other thing I wanted to understand is from the other party perspective. In case a home purchase is cancelled by a home buyer, what is the process then of a refund and how long would that process take?
Well, in case if the buyer cancels the apartment, then we will have to get the money refunded from the 30% account and also from the 70% account. So, there would have to be a mechanism in terms of the CA or the chartered accountant giving in that because certain part of the money will be used for the cost of the project and certain part of the money will be recovered from the towards the land cost. So obviously both of these will have to be paying and getting it refunded. So we will have to pay from the 30% account and also from the project expenses account. So project expenses, the CA would have to certify that if there are 100 rupees in the project account and if it is enough and more to remove the expenses of the current construction of the project, then whatever is balance can be paid from the 70% and the major part will come from the 30%. That's how the system will work.
Let's shift focus a bit about your own businesses then. Dhaval, how's it going? The volume front, the pre-sales numbers, the first quarter. I don't think you've shared your provisional numbers so far, but can you give us some color on how the offtake is, at least inquiries are?
So over the last quarter, there had been, I would say, as compared to what probably it was earlier, it had been a little slowdown, primarily not on any other grounds, but obviously elections were around, plus holiday season being there from May, June onwards. So we are, in fact, in the entire scheme of things, we did a few launches, we did regular sales. There have been a good movement. We are just panning out the final numbers. Probably in a week or so, we should be coming out. But I think overall, there has been a momentum in a positive way. But if I have to compare it to probably a last quarter or probably a quarter before, my sense is maybe a little bit here and there. And primary reasons is not anything negative, but obviously elections and vacation was my sense is the criteria for being a little slow.
With Arihant, a lot of market participants are pinning a lot of hope because of you have some strategic parcels in Ulve area as well, where Atal Bridge is actually joining two big areas of the Mumbai. How has development happened there? We've seen some time now. Is the traffic picking up over there? What are your plans to develop those parcels?
Well, Arihant Superstructures Limited has almost 6,000 crore rupees of inventory on the Atal Setu line, which we call as the Silk Route or the spinal cord of the Mumbai 2, Navi Mumbai 2. And there is lot of behavioral change and in terms of product definitions and product choices. So including to the affordable housing, 1 bed, 2 bed, 3 bed, there are premium housing which are coming up in terms of villa living. And this villa living, which is already has seen up and best acceptance in the city of Bangalore and NCR. Today, after these infrastructures, Navi Mumbai and Mumbai would see people moving towards villa living at the outskirts where the travel time is less than 60 minutes. So we see a new format of real estate coming up across Mumbai outskirt regions.
All right, gentlemen, thanks so much for taking the time out and joining in and just giving us that overall roundup as to what exactly these norms could mean and, of course, how we're seeing the face of the metros, in particular Mumbai, really changing due to the growing infrastructure and real estate. On that,
if you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.